All right, dear Matsons, my college-age kid is partying all the time, and I'm worried. How should I approach this? Sincerely, Party Pooper. All right, well, I first just want to validate the fact that you're worried about your college-age student. And sometimes we like to normalize the partying that happens, right? Like it's a rite of passage for most teenagers into an adulthood that they're going to have a partying season. And actually, in the mental health world, we understand that most of us go to any sort of substances as a way to cope, to numb out with deep emotions that we're feeling. Maybe we just don't know what to do with how we're feeling about life. There's things in our stories we've never had a time to process. So college is a time where you just want to be carefree, and partying can become just the thing to do, even though it might be masking some real life issues. So I want to start by saying, keep pursuing your son or daughter. Make sure that they know that you care, and it's okay to say, I'm worried, and I want to know what's going on in your life that's causing you to want to party all the time.
Yeah, and I'd say also too, just that you can share your story too with them. Maybe some of your worries are coming from your own story and what you learned in that season and time. And hopefully this can be just another step in reinforcing the relationship that you have with them. I love your idea that you have about taking them on a trip, which speak to that for a second.
Yeah, so I often have encouraged parents to say, hey, pull them out a little bit from whatever environment you're worried about. Go on a road trip, take a vacation with them, take them to one of their favorite spots that they've been wanting to go on. But being able to pull away from that environment gives you some time and eye-to-eye connection to really get to know them at this stage of their life, who they are, what they're thinking, what they're engaged in, and you might get a little bit more beneath the surface. Instead of being so worried about the partying, you're coming over to the root issues and saying, oh, okay, you're more stressed out and trying to perform, you're trying to please me as a parent, there's expectations that you're feeling, or maybe there's some things in their younger years that they've never really told you. But pulling away and having that quality time, pursue them, listen to them, talk to them, and create a way that you guys can go deeper in getting to know who they are.
Yeah, and college students are often poor. I mean, eating ramen noodles every night and some ketchup splashed on it. And so like
Gross.
The idea of being invited to go on a fun trip is like a great invitation, right? And that's a perfect opportunity to turn towards and get to know what's going on underneath the surface, like you're saying. Dr. Kurt Thompson, psychiatrist, really well-researched in understanding neuroscience. We love his work. He talks about that for the human, for humans, that the most important and most significant need, underlying desire is to be known. And you're really touching on this when you turn towards your son or daughter and are talking to them about what's really going on. And hopefully you have been nurturing that relationship along the way. If you haven't, it's a great time to start that. And what a fun way to give them an escape, to go and to have a good time with you and to experience something that you put together just for them.
And I will say that sometimes these opportunities of getting to know your young adult child gives you the perfect opportunity to take ownership for some of the things that maybe you look back and regret or didn't do well. So don't be afraid to ask forgiveness and doing some repair work. I know we're asking you to go deeper, but again, when you just talk about the behavior of partying, you're not going to get anywhere. Yeah. But when you're trying to connect with who your son or daughter is and the deeper relationship and doing any repair that you need to and reflecting back, that's actually going to get you some traction and moving forward in creating some healthier coping strategies. Now, if your son or daughter is more on the addiction side, then you might need to be thinking about getting them actually some resources outside of this relational connection. But for the most part, most teens and young adults are doing a lot of exploring. They're numbing out, they're having fun, they're in the stages of identity formation and relationship development. So they're just trying to figure it out, and getting some involvement in their life as an adult to an adult is a helpful way to bring some shifts to them.
Yeah, and you can also lean into other ideas and tips and tricks so that they can, feel like they can belong, but they don't have to participate in every way. Like one mom just told us recently about, tips that she was given about, when you have the red Solo cup, you could have water in there. Nobody knows.
That's true.
Yet you're still there. And so there's just great tips and tricks that are out there from folks that have partied before
Yeah.
and that live to tell about it. So this is a good opportunity to turn into your community as well as a parent and to try to find that good balance.
Yeah. So if you are getting resource from these episodes and you want to share this with others, please give us a like and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. And just remember, we really believe that you are the right parent for the job, and we're here cheering you on.